Maverick 100.9 Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss visiting with an old friend that I felt like I hung out a lot with over Zoom during the pandemic. Mr. Derryl Perry is here. Hello.
Howdy, Corliss. Hello, everybody there in Maverick Country. Man, it seems like it's been forever, but just yesterday at the same time.
I know. Like
I think that's the whole concept.
you pop up on my screen and I was like, oh my God, this is like so familiar.
Deja vu all over again.
Well, we'll have to check in on what you've been up to over the little bit that you've that we haven't chatted, but you are back with new music, and that's always the best time to check in with someone. You got a new single called Some Horses. Let me know where this one came from. Tell me a little bit about it.
I absolutely love the song. Just one morning, I was looking out the window in the kitchen, washing dishes after breakfast.
Yeah.
Started humming it, got the idea, and I thought, man, I really like this a lot. Sat down, and I got great acoustics in my kitchen, in my dining area there, and pulled the guitar up and had it written for too long. It was a very clear and focused idea.
That is really cool. Like, not all songs come that way. You probably have a million of them written in a notebook that haven't been finished, but when that inspiration hits so quickly, it's almost like songs fall out, huh?
Yeah, that's a great experience when that happens. That's like what you always strive for. And also that the song ends up being, as strong as you feel like it should, and has the clarity and but still has the just stream of conscious kind of dialogue in it, that it's not like eight writers in a room sitting around trying to beat a song to death, all day.
Absolutely. It's natural and it's something to be proud of. And I'm always happy to hear that. So y'all, for the first time on Maverick 100.9 and for the first time in a while, reintroducing you to Derryl Perry. This is the brand new single debut of Some Horses. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. Derryl Perry's Some Horses on Maverick 100.9. We are catching up with Derryl. Now, you are still in the same home. We need to revisit this because that place you're in, you had just moved in when the pandemic hit and it became home base for a while. So did that change the feel of it or anything like that?
Not really. When you and I spoke last, it was right in the middle of the pandemic, and I'd already moved into the house. The inside was there. I had it finished first so I could move in. And then, so I was working on the outside.
Yeah, I knew you had to do a ton of stuff still, but you had the time to do it.
Right. I renovated an older house near the historic square in McKinney. And so I was working on the outside during that summer. Thank goodness I had a project to work on during that, and I was moving forward. But the good thing about the project is it made me write songs. I wrote 41 songs in 2020. And in May of 2020, I wrote 14 songs in that 1 month.
Yeah.
And it's some of my best work. They've been recorded. Some of them have been singles. So it was definitely a blessing. Not COVID wasn't a blessing, but it was definitely a blessing that I had this house and this project to work on during that time.
Absolutely. And I was wondering what that inspiration led to. I mean, obviously, like you said, you wrote Some Horses just in your kitchen. Like, it was the whole thing was an inspiration to you. I can't, as someone who hasn't had the opportunity to buy a home, I wonder what a home like that would feel like and what type of inspiration I would pull from it,
It's every guitar gives you a different inspiration. Every room you sit in, the sound of it gives you a different inspiration. Whether you're home or in a hotel room, we're in hotel rooms so much, I've written a lot of things in hotel rooms, because there's that kind of ominous vibe of being on the road. That's it has its romanticism, as rough as it is,
Yeah, absolutely. Now I don't know, pat myself on the back, maybe, like, although the house we live in is a rental. It's very old, very ugly, and I am a bit of a hoarder lady. I have all my little collections. I come from a long line of antique dealers, and so we call it grandma house because it looks like your grandma's house. It smells like your grandma's house because I got cats. But we love to bring people in, especially musicians, that they live in apartments with white walls or have to look at hotel rooms with white walls. So when you enter Corliss's home, we make you a home cooked meal. We make sure you feel like you're our family. And I've always really prided myself on, even though having a rental, for some people, musicians especially, this is the only home they have.
Yeah, if it's a home, it's a home. It doesn't matter. A building's just a house is just a
Mhm.
building, and what you make of it is how it feels. And so that's great that you foster that with the place you live, within the place you live.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm
And
very
I have been up and down those highways and seen all those um, I guess different kinds of flea markets and stuff like that. They have great old stuff everywhere,
I know.
which I love looking at. I'm an architectural kind of a guy, and I like looking at architectural pieces. So
And
I
that's a
like
big reason why I haven't bought a house is I want something that someone bought in 1950 and didn't renovate it ever again. Like I want it frozen in time. I don't know why I'm so attracted to those houses.
so your little genre is mid-century.
Yes, yes. I keep hearing those words a lot. I spend a lot of time like dreaming on Zillow. I'm so weird. That's my hobby. It's looking at houses that I can't afford.
Oh, I still look at properties as well, and I drive around and I get ideas mowing the yard. I've written bunches of songs out here mowing the yard. I mean, you just stuff. I'll mow two strips, get a line, stop, get the phone out, record it, put it back on. Mow
Yeah,
two strips, get a line. It slows you down mowing the yard, but it then it's not so much about mowing the yard. It's about writing a song.
exactly. And that's kind of your reminder, y'all, from Derryl Perry, whether you're working on a home, you're working on music, no matter where you need the inspiration in your life, just remember focus in on where you're actually at. And if you do that and quit thinking of trying to find inspiration, you may find it right in front of your eyes, you know?
God, I have written so many things mowing the yard, and
Yeah.
I hate mowing the yard. I hate it.
Yeah.
But lately, it's kind of like, well, you know what? I'm going to go mow. Maybe I'll get the best song I've ever written. You just go out and give it a shot.
Well, I hope you've got more rain and actually have some grass to mow out there in McKinney than we have. My goodness.
No, no, no. I was hand watering last night. It's been 104 to 106 for about 20 days straight here in McKinney, and the forecast is over the next 10 or 12. There's not a drop in sight. So I've got 2.5 inch cracks in my front yard. Just
Oh no.
and I've been watering. It's really tough.
It
It's
is.
really tough here right now. We hadn't had rain in a long time, and even over 18-month or 2 year period, we haven't had. We've probably had a third to a half of the normal rainfall for
Yeah.
that long. For that long,
That's crazy. Well, I
yeah.
gotta tell you, Derryl, you're gonna have to start doing some songwriting inside, man. I don't want you getting a heat stroke out here because I don't think summer's gonna end anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Well, there's been a couple of times you see me out here pushing. If you had been out front, you see me pushing the lawnmower with my cell phone light, with my cell phone light on, finishing the end of the yard up,
At the end
trying
of
to
the day.
yeah, trying to make it through right at the edge of dawn there.
Oh God, that's funny. Well, you did touch on how many songs you wrote, and you have been releasing singles. What's the future looking like? I know you're kind of waiting on masters, and it's such a long process, and the wheel turns.
I
So,
should have I should have two brand new songs
okay.
this week.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
they won't go out yet because I don't want to get in the way of some horses for a little bit.
Of
But
course.
I've been recording in a studio in Austin that I really like. and we cut some horses in King Electric Recording in Austin, and then I went back and cut these 2 other songs here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We've got them mixed. They're mastering right now, and hopefully I'll have them this week. And I'm real excited about those as well. And I've got a stack about, well, I would say 4 songs right now that I would really love to take into the studio. So we've got kind of a lineup that we're hoping to get to, but it just takes it takes a lot of capital as far as time, budget, money, all the resources it takes to get the songs where they need to be. But I've got some really strong material that is in Quay right now.
Super. I mean, that's your reminder that independent artists pay to make music. So, there's a whole lot of appreciation we need to have for these artists in that. And then that leads to point B. Now is the perfect time to follow Derryl Perry, whether it's his social media, wherever you stream, or his website, because you are touring, you can look up tour dates, but make sure you're following him so that when those singles drop, if you loved Some Horses today or any of Derryl's music, which it is a great catalog that he's already got out, follow and be waiting for these new songs so that we can support him, please. Once again, that's Derryl Perry. Derryl, what a wonderful catch up. It was just so great having you back on Maverick.
Thank you, Corliss. It's great being a part of your team there, and hope everybody down there gets a chance to check out Some Horses. And I've got over 100 songs on streaming media, so there's plenty of catalog, as you graciously stated, for somebody to get in touch with a few things.